Tried to catch you out. Yo, how's everyone doing? Oh, we haven't got any music on the go. Hang on. How is everyone? Welcome.
I feel like,
that picture looks particularly good today.
Yeah. Normally the camera's pointing a little more down, is it? Or am I sitting on cushions normally or something?
Cushions.
Let me get a cushion or two.
Sorry, guys. Let me just put some music on the go. How are we doing? Oh, a swarm of killer bees appeared for a second.
Good evening. Like, I'm always a bit distracted when we first come on of like am I in the shot and like what's going on?
Yeah, you're a knobber.
And then I settle in and then I think,
light.
people are here. Hello.
Right, 1 second, and then I'll be with everyone. This is a poor start. Jan looks frustrated.
And happy Friday, everyone. It's the weekend. Not that that necessarily means anything these days to people, but...
It's the weekend.
Nice, good stuff. I'm hot, are you?
You are very attractive, but there's no need to have a big head about it. Richard Benham, General Benham, you are in the house. Our good friend Robert Pacino, Sergeant Angerad, subscribe to her. She's great. Hello, everyone, from my mum, Dad, Fudge, and I. And great use of emojis, as you'd come to expect from young Angerad. Benny Green, my IRL friend, yo, bestie. Durango Joe, that music is like noise to me. How dare you?
It is noise if you think about it.
That's true. General Dorino, hello to you. So mindful. Greetings to you all. It's lunchtime here in New Mexico. I hope you've had a wonderful dinner. We sure have. We sure have. What have you got for your lunch?
Shall I say what we had for dinner tonight?
Yes.
I made some like chipped potatoes. I call them potato rounds in this house because I cut them into round shapes. Like a hummus, turmeric hummus that I'd made yesterday, some batch cooking. And then just like, yeah, a load of different coloured veggies and some seeds on top. Quite like a simple dinner, but blooming delicious, I'm telling you. What are you having?
Similac. Andre Jocquer. General Jocquer, I have a hunch that Hench's haunch is a hella hot hunk. Thank you. I think. General Mooncat, subscribe to him. He's great. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Vegan Metalhead's taking a break to say hi. Very good. And Mecharox is up in there. My sugar daddy, watching the Mr. Olympia hench. Paul, I don't know. I was vaguely aware that it's on sometime soon, but I'm not really overly interested. However, like I would take a look. Where can I watch it?
We don't have a TV or regular channels or anything, so that's one.
I bet it's online somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I would be interested. But yeah, I'm not a big follower of bodybuilding these days. Andre, taking my cousin camping next weekend. He's got a lot of mental health issues. Hoping to bond with him in the woods and have some fun. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? That would be very cool. You're a good person.
Some time in nature is really good for depression.
We need it, don't we?
Yeah, we should be outside a lot more than we are. I think we really underestimate the power of being out in nature. Yeah.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
And
and also nature.
Connection's one of the biggest causes. Lack of connection is one of the biggest causes of a lot of mental health issues. So, yeah, good stuff, Andre. Good stuff.
Yeah, Big Spoon Bear. It's all going on tonight. Everyone's favourite vegan YouTube couple. Joey's new video. Little Spoon Bear on Gareth Oak's program, The Iconic Network. What's that all about? Chris Culler's hair. Gemma's skin is flawless.
Oh, thanks.
Flawless victory.
Thank you very much.
Don't tell them it's caked in makeup, whatever you do.
Well, I have got makeup on, but, you know, like over...
But it is flawless, though.
Over a lot of years, I had a lot of acne and, like, really bad skin. A lot of redness and a lot of acne at different times. And that's finally, like, gone. I have a touch of redness when I haven't got any makeup on. But it's rare that I ever have any sort of breakouts now. And I really put it down to consistently being on a whole foods plant-based diet for such a long time.
Big Spoon Bear, good on you for not having a normal TV. How long is it since? It's years, isn't it? 5 years since we've had a TV as such.
Yeah, I think
6.
Longer.
It's no more than 6.
Yeah. But I mean, we watch sometimes Netflix or some one of those type of streaming platforms on like my laptop. But yeah, no TV for a long time. It's much better, isn't it? No programming, you know, from people that want to program you to buy their junk and believe their nonsense.
Andre, I bought some dulse, dried whole leaf. I don't care for it raw from the bag. Suggestions for how I can eat this stuff. I've only ever had it as flakes, which I've hidden in other food. Have you got any perspective?
We've had it in some strips before, and we put it into smoothies. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, I think I couldn't get...
So again, we've just whizzed it up and hidden it.
Yeah, so if you've got a good enough blender, you can definitely disguise that in a smoothie. You won't notice it. Or you could make like a soup, like a miso soup, and have some strips in there. But it
they
sounds
normally
like the
put wakame, don't they?
Yeah, sounds like you're saying you don't really like the taste. The only thing I've ever really used it in is a smoothie, where I put flakes in a porridge. So I'm afraid I don't have.
And like hidden it amongst all the sweetness, basically.
Yeah, I don't have any other thoughts. Does anyone else have any thoughts on that one?
I bet there's some Japanese sort of dishes.
I wonder if you have any blender that's quite small, I wonder if you could blend it up into flakes, so you can more easily put it on salads or in a porridge or something like that.
Andy Thompson, what are your thoughts on sodium intake if you're very active doing CrossFit workouts and sweating often? I mean, our need for electrolytes will be raised, so there's sodium, calcium, magnesium. Is it manganese, potassium? I think there's a few sort of electrolytes, but those are the sort of considered the main important ones. But yeah, I mean, that's not a thing that you want to overdo. That is the top dietary cause of Alzheimer's disease, which is now the biggest killer in the UK. So yeah, I add a little pink Himalayan salt to my food, but just to the very top. Like I don't use a whole lot. And it certainly seems to behoove me to have a little extra, because if not, I can cramp a lot. But yeah, it's not one that you want to overdo. So I would choose caution. I wouldn't be adding in tons and tons. Richard Benham, hooray for Parkrun finally ditching happy eggs as a sponsor. Very good. That's what we like to hear. Jemima, are there any oils that you would recommend for cooking, or all oils just not great overall? Gemma, I'll let you field this one.
Some might be slightly not so bad as some of the others, but I would say oils are not good. Paul's got a video on the channel. What is it, like 15 reasons why oil are
not to eat oil.
So we don't use any oil. There's loads of cooking methods where you don't have to use it, and you can taste the food better. You honestly can. And then if you were to have something with oil in after a short time, you'd think, oh, this is really greasy, and like I never noticed before. We've got a free nutrition guide which talks a little bit about oil and how to like steam fry and things, like how you can just cook without any oil. And in our nutrition course as well, we've got a whole module all about oil and all like live cooking, like demonstrations of making oil-free chips and steam frying and all the things. You talk more about the science. I think I just talk more about cooking.
Yeah.
You're the science one.
I mean, for one thing, if you're heating oils, cooking with them, you're creating more oxygen-free radicals, which are carcinogenic. You're creating, if you heat starches, you're creating acrylamides, which are a suspected carcinogen. You're creating, if you heat proteins and fats, you're creating like 3x the amount of advanced glycation end products, which accelerate the aging process for every tissue of the body. You'll destroy any omega-3 in the oil, but the omega-6 will be intact. So it's very pro-inflammatory. I don't see oils as a healthful thing. I think if you ate like a completely whole foods plant-based diet and had 1 or 2 tablespoons, if you could source like actual extra virgin olive oil, and apparently I was looking at the data, most of it's not extra virgin olive oil, especially the big brands. They did a study, Filippo Berio, Berlotti, all these like big brands. Something like 3/4 of the samples had stuff other than extra virgin olive oil in there. It's bullshit. So if you could source actual extra virgin olive oil and it was in an opaque bottle, it hadn't been heated, 1 or 2 tablespoons of that in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet, would it really do any difference to your longevity? I'm going to say probably not, but we don't have the data. Before I add oils in, I want to see whole foods plant-based versus whole foods plant-based plus, say 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And if there's no difference to the longevity, then I'll happily add it in. But at the very least, you're displacing healthier foods. There's a lot of calories. Oils are the most calorific thing we can eat. So a lot of people struggle to maintain a healthy body weight. And if they took out oil, they probably wouldn't. It's generally pro-inflammatory. Some of the oils, like coconut oil, people say, oh, that's the best thing to cook with, but it has a high smoke point. Well, it also has a high amount of long and very long chain triglycerides, which give us heart disease, like the number 1 killer of humans. Yeah, and at the very least, it's not as healthy as what you're displacing. Like, there's no fibre. There's a fraction of the nutrients. Okay, you might get some vitamin E, some vitamin K, if you're lucky, a tiny amount of polyphenols, but nothing like the amount of polyphenols in whole foods, and nothing like the amount of, most vitamins are water-soluble, not fat-soluble. And the polyphenols are generally attached to the fibre. So when you throw the fibre out, you lose most of the polyphenols. When you say press the olives, most of the nutrients are running down the drain with the rest of the water. So, any that you recommend for... I don't recommend cooking with oil full stop because of the chemical process that happens. And I don't even really recommend eating any oil. The only time... I'll tell you the one instance where I'd recommend an oil, and this would be a small amount, it would be raw. It would be preferably something like... extra virgin olive, if you can even get it. You can't trust bottles in like Western supermarkets. Like in the case of like children, like just not being able to get enough calories, maybe an athlete not being able to get enough calories. I mean, I manage, but then, I'm only doing about 5,000 calories. Like some people need to get even more. So, but it's certainly not as healthful as the other foods at the very least. And there is the potential for some negatives. There's some, just horrible compounds that can form, like trans fats can actually, even cold pressed oil can form trans fats in storage. And like I say, most of them are contaminated with not so good, like chemically extracted oils and stuff, because it's counterfeit basically. And that more often than not, that is the case according to the data.
Nowadays, I always think about food in terms of like, you've talked about this loads, but like, cost opportunity. So if you're eating this one thing, what could you have had this healthier? And, if you plug all of your food into a chronometer to see if you're hitting all your nutrients, if you start taking out one or two like key kind of things and you put in something not quite as nutritious or something really not good, you can really see that it could be very easy to, to miss out on something that you need, because like, especially when things like oil and junkier foods, they display so many calories because they're so calorie dense, Yeah, you can just get into a bit of trouble there. So I always just think, whatever I'm going to eat, like, is this the most nutritious thing? We always just think, put together all the elements that we want to have in a meal, don't we? Like a grain or a starch source and a legume, etc. And just what can we make from those things, and then you're more likely to sort of get the most nutritious
shiz
life. Again, the free guide up there talks a lot about all the different elements to have in a meal, all the things you want to get in a day. So please sign up for it, everybody.
/elements. Eliza the Vegan's here. Lovely Eliza. Do check out her channel as well. Fred Flint, do you guys eat apple seeds? Are you not eating any apples currently, are you?
No.
I will eat the apple seeds from Health My Light Woman. I will eat the apple seeds from about an apple a day. I know there is some degree of cyanide in there. There's cyanide, there's arsenic in a lot of healthy foods. But the dose does make the poison, so, don't go overboard on it. Wouldn't eat a kilo of apple seeds, certainly. What are you doing?
Oh, he wanted us.
Cat.
He never comes up here.
This cat has come.
He recently started jumping up onto the workstation.
Very naughty.
He never used to do.
But I will let him stay up there.
I was going to pick him up, but he's come up here with his own...
accordion.
His own accord. Oh.
Hey!
He's destroying the place.
Why is this jumped? Big Spoon. It's about current events with the Big C. The program's called Right Now. She had an interview the other day, and so it's going to... on the network tonight. She's a big... Oh! Yeah, I just wondered if it was something to do with David Icke. So is that his son's thing or something? What's the deal with that? That's interesting. Aaron Schneider in the Hizzy. How you doing, my friend? Welcome. Emmanuel, hi. Do you both have any favourite videos of yours?
Oh.
I like some of our vlogs.
Yeah.
I like the vlogs best.
It's nice to be able to watch them back. So
Look back at past,
don't drink my drink.
stuff.
We go to some event that's like really cool, like the camp out. Like a year or two later, you're going to go to the camp out. It's nice to look back at, like, you know, remember it from the last time and get excited for it. It's just a way of like always remembering like really fond, like happy memories and events and stuff that you otherwise wouldn't have. So that's cool. I really like a lot of your videos in the plant-based basics playlist, just because I think they're real key, like important ones, like about oil and gut health and that sort of thing. I think those are some of the most sort of valuable ones you've ever done.
Yeah, what a great question. Do you have any favourites, Emmanuel? What are your favourite types of our videos? Mantis, do you have more than one protein shake per day? Yeah, usually 2. John Gate, do you have excessive flatulence on this diet? The only reason you would have excessive flatulence is if you ate a horrible diet and then, you know, suddenly switched over to eating like tons and tons of whole plant foods.
Also, like, say if you suddenly eat a massive load of something that you don't usually eat, so like legumes are, I think, a good example of that. Say you never really eat many legumes, but one day you have like 2 cans worth in a day. Well, I think that's a recipe for, like, you know, some excess flatulence there, right there.
Juan Lopez very generously donated 100 Rs.
Oh, thank you.
Argentinian
Thank you.
something, is it?
That is very kind.
What? ARS.
Acute radiation syndrome. It's not that.
I don't think that's that. Assault rifles. Which currency? Which currency? I think it's Argentinian something, is it? Argentinian pesos.
Oh, nice.
Ah.
Thank you very much.
There's
There's so many currencies.
Yeah, so many currencies.
Yeah.
Anyway, no question. He's just supporting his local neighbour, the vegan YouTubers, out of the kindness of his heart.
Yeah.
Andre, need to make some vegan granola bars for the kiddos. Roughly nut-free. Any recipes for those in your cookbooks?
Yeah.
There is one or two, isn't there?
Yeah. So in the desserts cookbook, there is a section called bars and slices. So in there is some granola bars that got loads of seeds and, you know, nuts and dried fruit and stuff in, which are great. They keep for a long time as well. There's some chickpea blondies. So they're made actually from chickpeas, and then dates and oats and all that kind of stuff. They're great. There's some raw millionaire shortbread. That's great. Don't know how good that one might travel though. But there's several like bars and slices type things that, yeah, that would be great if you, yeah. So at the start of the desserts book.
Andy, if you're if you are following a plant-based diet, are cranberries a good source of iodine? I don't think so. I've not heard anything. Or do you get it from things like seaweed? Yeah, seaweed is the only really reliable, like decent source of seaweed in a plant-based diet. As for other foods, I mean, you can get an amount in potatoes, strawberries. I've not heard about cranberries, but it really depends on soil quality, and most soils just don't have it in them anymore, sadly.
I must say, this picture is particularly amazing.
It's good, isn't it? I've got the ISO and the lights at the right level, I think, basically.
I've always looked, I thought, really pale on the live streams the whole time we've ever done them, but I finally don't look as ghostly.
I finally dialed it in.
Really good. Well done.
Because I've been doing like a lot of talking head videos and stuff, so. Jason C. in the Hizzy Wind Waker. Guten Tag. And Antonio, you need extra virgin Greek olive oil from Crete if you're going to eat any oil. Well, that's good to know. Ankarad, Fudge twitches his nose and lifted his head when you said his name. Oh, good old Fudge. Dr. Kanye. Hi guys, what do you think of duckweed / water lentils for B12? I don't know. Supposedly it's got 3 bioavailable forms of B12. However, Dr. Gregor of nutritionfacts.org said it's not been tested in vivo, like it's not been put to the test in human trials. So he says no for now until we have the data. So he's a lot more clever than me, so I'm going to side with him and say I wouldn't rely on it personally at this stage. Jemima, thank you very much for the answer. Appreciate that. For example, if I was frying some tofu, would I just not use oil, or would I put something like plant-based butter? Plant-based butter likely would be even worse. It's going to have things like hydrogenated fats or palm oil, most likely. These are the types of fats that really seriously raise your risk for heart disease. It's like eating animal fats. So what do we do with tofu?
I bake it in the oven to get it crispy. So if you want it to...
Or the air fryer.
Yeah, or an air fryer. So I'd make some kind of marinade. When you're thinking of, like, say, a marinade or a sauce, instead of oil, use just any kind of other fat. So tahini, any nut butters, avocado, not on tofu so much, but, you know, in a sauce or a dressing. So I might get like a 400-gram block of tofu, and I might get a little bowl and mix in a couple of tablespoons of tahini, maybe some sriracha, balsamic vinegar, a bit of garlic. Can't think what else. Maybe just that. Mix it up, press and cube the tofu and into little cubes, and then toss it all around in the marinade. Bake it on a tray with parchment paper. That's an important thing for oil-free cooking. You want to have parchment paper usually. And yeah, just bake it in the oven for probably, I'm going to say 30 to 40 minutes, flipping halfway. I can't remember the exact time that I'd do it for, but there's loads of recipes on the channel with that kind of thing, you know, baked tofu. Yeah, and it comes out crispy. You can just leave it in as long as you want to make it as crisp as you want. You don't need to fry it, and it can still have that same kind of fatty taste that you'd like from, well, tofu is a little fatty anyway, but you can add, like I said, a nut butter or tahini or something. Yeah, nice and crisp and delicious.
Chris, would you recommend raw till 4? I know she's a bit controversial, but Freely has inspired me. I would say that there would be no benefit likely to eating raw till 4 in terms of health or nutrition. And likely it would make things a bit more difficult, but it's certainly doable. It's certainly doable. We ate that way in the past.
You're talking about in comparison to a whole foods plant-based diet, like more starch-based
more
diet.
Balanced, yeah.
Yeah, not any old vegan diet. Certainly it would be healthier than a typical vegan diet.
Oh,
with junk
yeah.
And things like that,
yeah.
sure.
I mean, we ate that way for a while, didn't we? We actually ate raw to start with, then we did raw till 4 of our own volition. We were eating raw, and then I just thought, I'm not eating broccoli, I'm not eating garlic, and surely like that. That's not good to miss out on those. So intuitively, my first 3 meals were raw, and then I thought I'd put in cooked food later in the day because that seemed to make sense. So I sort of discovered it for myself really before discovering Freely and Durian Rider. But I think the ultimate diet is going to have the most variety of foods. But yeah, I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure you can do it absolutely fine. But you just need to know that you're getting all your nutrients, basically. That would be the only thing I'd worry about.
So like vegetables and greens especially would be really important to be sure that you're getting. Yeah, and you would miss out on like grains and legumes, which are great stuff. So
legumes are so, yeah.
Yeah.
Ideally, you need the most diverse range of gut bacteria. Well, you're not missing out on legumes. You can eat them in the evening, can't you? So ignore what I was just saying.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking about raw, wasn't I? Yeah, I was getting that confused, yeah.
Right, where was I? Why is this jumped? So mindful. Am I able to get your books while living in the US? Yes, they're ebooks. They're ebooks, so they just get delivered to your email, do they?
Yeah, and then you can download it onto any device you want. So like your phone, your tablet, your laptop, just have it anywhere you like.
Seamus Moore is in the hizzy. Thanks for joining.
I thought it was worth mentioning that we just released our new cookbook for pre-orders.
Oh, yeah.
Speedy
Vegan.
Really excited. We don't have a cover yet. The lovely Emma's working on that. She'll have the front cover for the book.
It's looking good, though.
Time now. Yeah, we saw a mock-up. It was really nice. But yeah, there's a link below. So
10% off pre-orders. When is it out?
It's going to be out in November. I think the beginning of November, but I can't tell you an exact date because we don't know yet. But that's why we're giving a discount, because it's a pre-order thing for a discounted price.
McC, hi Hench and Gemma. Are you guys going to watch the Tyson Fury vs Deontay Wilder fight? What's your predictions?
No.
What's your prediction, Gemma?
I don't like
You're
fights.
not going to watch it.
I don't like fights, even if they've both agreed to participate in it. I don't like them.
Yeah, again, like I don't follow bodybuilding anymore. I don't follow any fighting art sports, but off the top of my head, I'd say probably Wildy. Just I don't know, but I've not seen Fury lately. Has he got back into shape? Or I don't know. Where can I watch that? I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it, but if it was on, I would watch it. Nellie Williams in the hizzy, good to see you, and Mike Booker. Jemima, what's the best way to get enough calcium dairy-free? Well, one of the worst ways to get calcium is from dairy. It's only 30% bioavailable. So there's that. I eat tofu, which is about half of my recommended RDA. What else would you recommend? If you've got half the RDA, you've probably got adequate, because the RDA is probably nonsense. So the RDA is like a gram, isn't it? Like 1,000 milligrams. In countries where they have like half of that, they don't have any more incidences of hip fractures, which is the number one indicator of bone density. So I wouldn't worry too much. But the best way to get all your minerals really is just to eat like enough calories from whole plant foods. Eat the range. Eat legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. There's very few nutrients of concern if you're doing that. If you're eating any appreciable amount of junk foods, taking up calories and displacing healthy food, like you might come up short. But honestly and truly, I wouldn't worry too much. And it sounds like you may have adequate already. Some good sources of calcium, which I often use though. Kale, one of the better ones. Tomatoes, sweet potato. Spinach isn't so good because that is only 5% bioavailable because of the oxalates. But kale is actually 70% bioavailable, so more than twice as bioavailable as dairy. So in another way, maybe if you're having dairy, maybe you do need 1,000 milligrams because dairy's shit for calcium. But you eat beans, I said this to air. Even berries are good. Yeah, grains and legumes in general. Andre, do you ever take training breaks to potentiate muscle growth? That sounds like a lazy man's excuse.
If you're really sick.
if I'm forced to. If I'm really injured or sick. I've heard lots about that from muscle docs. Curious about your thoughts. Training breaks to potentiate muscle growth. I don't know. I mean, you should have deload weeks for sure. But I only tend to have them if I've hurt myself. Possibly if I had more rest days, I would not hurt myself so much.
If you hurt yourself, you just train round it. It's anyway, so you still train, but around the injury. Yeah, that's
true. I mean, certainly, I used to follow the advice of Dorian Yates quite a lot, and he would say, train your ass off for 6 weeks in a row, then maybe have a week off, or like a week or two of like lighter weights, just like a sort of deload. I have certainly noticed if I come back from like a week off, and I often think, oh God, I'm going to be weak. And I often am a little bit stronger, but then that doesn't carry on. So, I don't know about this potentiate malarkey. Bjorn the Viking generously donated 44 knocks. Knock, knock, knock. You lovely Viking, you. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
And our Ham just subscribed as well. Welcome, thank you.
Welcome. It's not your ham, it's someone else's ass. Nelly, Hench and Gemma, have you all ever tried sea moss?
We had a little jar of it, didn't we?
I've had a few little goes on it.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, not a fan really. It's meant to have 1,000,001 nutrients, but it's just seaweed. Probably no better than any other seaweed. Truth be told, vegan musician, been a while since I've caught one of your live streams. Good evening to you. How you doing, my friend?
Turn the music up a little tiny bit.
Oh, okay. Music. Andre's not scared of them apple seeds. Metalhead's off tomorrow. Where are you off to? I'm off tomorrow as well. Off to Namaste Village, my favourite Indian restaurant.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of.
Woo!
Of course, we're off celebrating my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. No, we're going to have a day off of work tomorrow.
We'll probably still do Instagram posts. We'll always do stuff, won't we? But we won't be making a video.
Hello guys, I would like to ask if it's possible that yeast used in bread could cause any digestive issue. A blog in Argentina suggests it's better to eat sourdough bread. Sorry, my English. Your English is great. I've not heard that that's anything to worry about.
I mean, if you've got like an issue with gluten, an intolerance, then it wouldn't be good, or an allergy.
I think one is specifically talking about yeast being an issue. Yeah, I've not heard anything, but sourdough is meant to be very healthful. So, yeah.
I read Dr. Bulsiewicz's book, Fiber Fueled, and in that book he said that, I hope I remember this right, something like that people tend to have less issues with sourdough, or that that's a better choice in terms of gut health and gut problems. I hope I'm remembering that right, but I remember he was more of a fan of that, and he really knows his stuff, so sourdough seems the way to go. But we've not really found one that's been whole grain, have we? The ones we came across were white, so we've never bought any, never had it.
Emmanuel, my favourite is your interview with Dr. Alan Desmond. Oh, or is he a gastro? He's a lovely guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He actually did a endorsement for our online course.
Yeah, that was really nice of him.
It's there. Yeah, click on that if you want to below, and you can see his little endorsement there. And then you should all buy it. Buy our course. Aaron, do you guys have any advice for someone who just started an Instagram account in the vegan fitness / nutrition niche?
That's a big topic.
Not really. It's all going to poo. It's, when a new platform starts, you get massive, almost like organic, almost virality. You get loads of, but over time, things just go naff, and we're struggling, to be honest. We're not the best person to ask.
Well, one thing I'd say is join all the platforms. Don't just join Instagram.
Yeah.
Join Pinterest and LinkedIn.
Repurpose your content
TikTok.
for other platforms.
Yeah, it's no more work, really.
I have got one bit of advice. Apparently, Reels is where it's at on Instagram at the minute. The algorithm is preferentially pushing Reels. So get good at short form video. It needs to be really punchy. You can do up to a minute now, but the intro needs to grab attention, hook people in, and you need to hold the attention. But yeah, it's a harsh mistress. It's a harsh mistress.
Yeah.
Big Spoon Beer. Yes, it's Gareth. It's David's son. All right. In this episode on car government and disinformation. Not everyone's cup of water, but I love it. Yeah, I mean, I keep an open mind. I like. When I first found David Icke, I was with him a lot of the way, and then when he started saying about the royal family being, lizards and stuff, I started to think, don't think I believe this. So, and then that sort of made me question all the other stuff a bit harder. But but you don't know, do you? You just don't know. Andre, Hench Herbivore. We did a webinar about you can eat a potato only diet. You poo-pooed the notion last time I brought it out. You'll check out this video. Explained it all very well. Yeah, I mean, I'll have a look. I'll be surprised, but yeah, I've been wrong before. I just, I put the foods into Chronometer, and then half the nutrients were missing, so I don't get how it works.
Is it mostly potatoes, but with a couple of other odd things, so you hit all your nutrients, or is it just potatoes?
And even if that was the case, the other thing I would worry about is that you'd only be eating a small amount of different fibre types, whereas the percentage for the most robust health potential comes from eating the biggest range of different plant foods. So yeah, it's not something I would ever seek to do, but yeah, I mean, I would be interested to hear his perspective on it. Is it very long? Send us a link if you want to, buddy. And I don't mean to poo-poo you. I think you're a wonderful person, and he could be right, you could be right.
And Andre, thank you so much for that doodle you did for me.
Oh yeah.
For my birthday. I was so touched. That was really awesome. So good. I feel like I want to use that somewhere on one of my profiles, or I don't know. Yeah, I love it. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Everyone should check out Andre Doodle Machine on Instagram and YouTube. Does some really good illustrations. Really good.
Gemma King. Are you Gemma King, who I met years ago in general life? What is a good recently priced blender for making ice cream? I was tired from the last batch. Oops.
We've been there. We've destroyed 4 blenders, haven't we?
Yeah. We like the Yonana's machine. It's specifically made for making ice cream.
It's only about £25.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't make smoothies in it, obviously, but you're not going to ruin your smoothie maker. I think if you want a really good blender, you want to go for something like, Vitamix, which could be upwards of £400, So I say if you're going to buy another blender that's like quite cheap, don't do banana and ice cream in it, just do like smoothies in there. We've got one at the minute that's not that great, and if you put like frozen spinach or dates, just doesn't always even fully blend them up, so it's not the best. We had a Vitamix, but we broke the jug, so it's definitely better to go for a higher quality. It's one of those things where you do get what you pay for with a blender. If you're going to use it a lot, I'd say save up for a decent one.
Jemima, what is the best way to qualify as a nutritionist? I'm already a qualified PT. Wow, that's very cool. So, number one, you're already qualified as a nutritionist. There is no official you don't need a qualification as such. So anyone can advertise as a nutritionist, which isn't the best thing really, is it? But I did a diploma course online. I'll be honest, I didn't rate the provider at all. I thought they were a bunch of idiots. But there is a certification which is meant to be very good, which is eCornell, online. You could even get a PhD in nutrition. You could get, but that's obviously going to take a lot of years. But then you can really specialise, get a lot of real in-depth knowledge on different things. So it depends what you want it for. Basically, is what I'm saying. Stacey, General Langley. I was just watching Joey's new video on chickens. Not an easy watch. I've been waking up soon so animals can live in peace. Amen. Uncle Sam's. I keep hearing that certain keto heads or high animal eaters say that you only need fibre from carbs. What? What do they mean by that? It sounds bogus. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I've never heard anyone say that. You only need fibre from carbs. So they're saying that carbohydrate, like starch and sugars, are not essential, which is true. They're not, you won't die if you don't eat them, like you will if you don't eat, certain other essential fatty acids, essential amino acids, vitamins and minerals. But the same can be said of fibre as well. That's not essential, although, you will live a much shorter life without it. So, So in one way, they're kind of right. But then, do you wanna just scrape by, or do you want to thrive? And the carb-rich foods, fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole grains, are the healthiest foods on the planet, and it's clinically proven that they extend your lifespan and your health span. So, I would say, what do you mean by need? Wise Wolf Wonders, happy to see you as well, my friend Andy Thompson. Do you supplement for iodine? You do, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I have a thyroid disease, and so it's now been suggested by plant-based doctors that if you have a thyroid problem, you should take a supplement rather than have the seaweed, because the seaweed can be so varied in the amount of iodine in it. But you actually have seaweed for your iodine rather than a supplement, don't you?
Yeah, I prefer to use a whole food, although the amounts can vary sixfold. So I take more than the minimum RDA, or at least I think I am. But then if the amount is varying sixfold, I could be having too much or potentially too little.
Getting some in your food as well, but it's hard to say. With
food,
I
like to try to vary my sauces a bit as well. But Vega George, Texas, 18. Thank you for being vegan. Thank you for being vegan. You're a great person. Ankarad's brother Luke is having his birthday today. Happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday.
Wise Wolf, happy to see you happy and healthy. Just started my bulking journey. Nice. And just wanted to thank you for the inspiration and education. I was probably given up by now. Time to get these gains. Goddamn plant-based gains. I got traps for days.
You have. I told someone at the gym. Someone at the gym said to him, "Why are you doing that exercise?" He was doing this particular thing, and he was saying, "Oh, good for your traps, or whatever." When they were done talking, I went over to him. I went, "He's got traps for days." So funny. And Wise Wolf, I was just thinking to say to you that we have a Facebook community. It's called Hench Herbivore Community on Facebook. And feel free to post if you want to about any goals you have and things you're trying to achieve, because I think it's just really great if you put it out there, like, this is what I'm up to, you know, post about your successes, photos if you want, or, you know, when you're training, etc. And I just find, for me, that makes me feel a bit more accountable and like I want to stick to it, and people cheer you on and stuff. And yeah, I like that. If that's for you, or you just want to join the group anyway, everyone's welcome. Please come over.
Taro Mama, I eat plant-based and I often get dizzy spells that feels like I need to eat sugar. Any advice? If your body weight is going down, which, you know, my first thought is you've not got enough blood sugar, so just eat more. That's basically it. Eat like more bigger meals. But if your weight's not going down, then it will be something else.
I've got some...
What was your issue?
Yeah, so I've got this problem at the minute. I have a problem with my pancreas, and I now think the most likely cause of that is I've had this problem for years, and I think it's probably from all the alcohol that I used to drink before I was vegan, or even when I was starting my vegan, I'm still drinking some alcohol. But anyway, I've had lots of tests. My pancreas isn't producing the enzymes I need to digest my food, and also your pancreas produces insulin. So I was having like feelings of low blood sugar levels, even though I was eating a lot. I wasn't losing any weight, but I would feel as though I just needed to eat like every hour or two. And I had this feeling like I needed sugar or like dates or like something like that. And I finally figured out what my problem is. I'm not saying this is necessarily the same for you, but you could look up, what is it? Pancreatic enzyme insufficiency. See if that resonates with you. If it does, you can speak to your doctor, or just speak to your doctor anyway, you know, if you're concerned in any way. My problem, I just needed to take some digestive enzymes that I'm meant to be producing myself. I take these natural enzymes, and now I digest my food better, and I don't get any of those dizzy spells anymore. So I just stay on those for a while until my pancreas has a rest and the inflammation goes down, and then it's producing my own enzymes, then I'll come off them. So it's worked a treat for me. So for every problem, there's got to be some, you know, answer, something going on there. So I really hope you get to the bottom of whatever is happening for you.
Howard Harp. I've done keto 1 meal a day before and it helped with losing weight. I also felt great. Currently a veggie, but wish to move up to plant-based, I guess you're saying. Is keto OMAD possible on a vegan diet? And your thoughts on this? I think that's the opposite of a healthy diet, keto. Like the longest lived people on record ate the most carbohydrate. Like the Okinawans in the 1940s ate 85% of their diet's carbs. Keto is the opposite. Yeah, you can lose weight with keto. You can lose weight with the whole foods plant-based diet as well. The Bride study out of New Zealand at the end of 2016 showed that people eating unrestricted amounts of whole plant foods on average lost a pound of excess body fat per week. At the same time, their blood pressure, cholesterol and triglycerides all came down to within the safe, into the healthy ranges. So not only did they find their optimal body weight while eating as much as they wanted, but they also got that ultimately like healthy, like optimally healthy. Keto, it's like we can go ketogenic, but that's like rather than thriving, there's like a survival mechanism for when there wasn't enough of our like healthy foods around. Can you do it? Probably. I mean, I think you're going to struggle to get all your nutrients very easily, and especially if you're eating healthy foods, like to eat them all in one go. I don't think there's a need. I mean, there's no metabolic benefits to intermittent fasting. The only benefits to IF are in terms of diet adherence. So, you know, I think you can do just as well on a healthier, whole foods, plant-based diet. I mean, vegan keto is certainly going to be healthier than the omnivorous version. But I think it's very needlessly restrictive and like awkward. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but I'd rather see someone do that than eat animals. So like, I'm not gonna poo-poo it, and I'm gonna wish you good luck. Benny Green, have you ever tried toefish and chips? Once. I mean, I don't usually eat fried food, but I wanted to give it a go one time, and it was great. It was at Ravado's in Norwich.
I have never had it. Yeah, I don't really eat fried food, and I don't eat gluten.
So we're talking about different types of sugar. So fruit. So if it is calories and you eat adequate fruit, that would get rid of the dizziness if that was a problem. So maybe if you're eating enough calories, then that's not the issue. Seamus is saying sugar doesn't get rid of dizziness. It does if you're having a hypoglycemic episode. It's basically lack of blood sugar. So it would reverse that. However, are we talking about refined sugar, which is not healthy, it raises your risk for like Alzheimer's, like seriously, or are we talking about sugar in fruit, like attached to fibre and polyphenols, which is healthy?
Two other thoughts I just had is hypoglycemic episodes can be linked to thyroid illness, thyroid disease, which is what I also have, and also just wondering about some real simple things, like how long do you leave it in between eating? Like, do you get up, not really have breakfast, and go for hours, and then it's lunchtime before you eat, and then you're getting dizzy? Do you know what I mean? Like, how many meals do you eat in a day? And yeah, do you know how many calories you're eating and that kind of thing?
Bailey, what's your opinion on soy protein powder? Yeah, great. Get it in it. Not as healthy as what you're displacing, like whole, say, soybeans. But if you're, an athlete needing a bit higher percentage of protein in the diet, I wouldn't go overboard on it, 1 or 2 scoops. And otherwise, I would eat whole plant foods. So not as healthy as what you're displacing, but on the scale of things, pretty healthy. Tarot member, what would you suggest if allergic to all nuts? Will I have deficiencies? No, not necessarily. Seeds have a very similar nutrient profile to nuts. Zosman Novick in the hizzy. Oh, Mincat, Ballard's making us watch Hocus Pocus to get us into the Halloween. I didn't even know that was Halloween. I didn't even know it was Halloween.
No.
Thanks, Carrie. Gemma King. No, I'm a different Gemma King. Okay then, good to know. Hench, Andre, you got to watch the vid, explain everything. Yes, very long. Oh, I don't want to be there for hours watching it. Bloody, can you send me a timestamp of the important bits? Oh. I just have so little time is a problem. Seamus, which protein powder is healthiest? I like Vivo Life. They do Perform and Ritual. The Performance is like a more high-end one, and the Ritual is... Oh, no, it's not called Ritual. It's called Vegan Protein Powder now, and it's great protein powder, but it's more for people on a budget because the high-end one is, a little more expensive, and it's got some added sexy extras. But it's third-party tested for over 500 contaminants, raw, organic, biofermented, all the good stuff, basically. So, yeah, Vivo Life, 10% off code HENCH10. Link below if you want to check that out. They also do all the vitamins, or the important vitamins anyway, and some superfoods and that. Splendid car. Well, cholesterol is necessary to make vitamin D, and you can only get LDL cholesterol from animal products. Why have you started a sentence with well, and you didn't even capitalise it? And we make LDL from plant precursors, like the animals, like some of us foolishly and cruelly eat. So we don't need to eat exogenous. And LDL cholesterol, an elevated serum LDL is the only critical risk factor for heart disease, the top killer of humans. So good try, but get out of here, you bloody moron. Well, it's okay that I hurt animals because you can only get LDL from hurting animals. Well.
You okay?
Yeah.
You had a moment.
You're welcome to my plant powered runners and Hizzy. Joshua, any tips on gaining weight as a vegan? Oh, I've been skinny and can't seem to gain any weight. Eat more. So eat more calories than you're burning. Track it. Make sure that you are actually, I've had clients in the past when I was PTing and say they try the same weight as they did last week and they can't get any more. Maybe they lose a rep or something. And I say, how many calories have you eaten? Oh, I've eaten loads. Have you eaten loads? I'll get them on the scales and they've lost, say, a pound. And I'm like, well, or they're just maintained. So I say, well, you've not eaten loads. You've eaten either maintenance calories or not quite enough to maintain. You need to know what you're doing. So be scientific. Use the chronometer app. Weigh yourself once a week in the morning after the loo before you eat or drink anything. This is called your true weight because your weight will fluctuate throughout the day. It will go up as you're eating and drinking stuff. Make sure that you're in that slight caloric surplus, so your body weight's going up. Get yourself 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day if you're trying to build muscle. Make sure you've got a good weight plan. You're trying to be progressive with overloading. Yeah, it's so easy. If you eat more calories than you ban, if you eat more calories than you burn, then you will gain weight. That's the law of thermodynamics.
Did you say drink your calories?
If you're struggling with the volume of food, eat the more calorically dense legumes, whole grains, tropical and dried fruits. Up your percentage of fat, dietary fat. So nuts, seeds, whole nut and seed butters, avocados. These are the healthy ways. You could, if you're really struggling and you didn't give a shit about your health, you could just drink oil, eat sugar and drink just protein shakes and nothing else. You would easily, you could probably several X the amount of calories and protein you need. You probably wouldn't live that long. But so you can, what I'm trying to say is you can do it healthfully. Whole foods, plant-based. 1 or 2 servings of a more processed protein food can be beneficial. So protein powder, tofu, seitan, TVP, that kind of stuff.
Everything he just said is in the free guide. If you don't want to have to remember it, the free guide up there. Well, actually, you need the link in the description. I don't know why I always point up there. Everything he said and more is in the free guide if you want to download that.
One wished you a happy birthday.
Thank you. I had loads of birthday wishes. It was very nice.
Yeah. Carolina, concerned over the reliance on one fruit when meeting calorie goal, for example. On tons of dates every day for its calories, nutrients can't be good. It's not optimal. I use dates every day if I'm honest. I use dates, I use raisins. I sometimes use
figs and apricots.
Figs, sometimes apricots. Oftentimes, I'll get some more caloric, fresh fruit, like grapes, tropical fruits,
mangoes.
Ideally, you eat the most diverse range of plant foods possible is one thing I'd say. I wouldn't say that it can't be good, but I would say it's not optimal. Optimal is to eat the range, so we're getting the different types of fibre, feeding the different types of gut bacteria, having a more diverse enterotype. Also, should fruit salads have fewer variety, just a few fruits, keep it simple, I have all different fruits. Thanks for your activism and support. Oh, thanks, lovely. Yeah, again, eat the range. So, yeah, as many different foods as you can, really.
I think we've missed a super chat that came through Streamlabs.
Oh, we have, haven't we?
It says 6 minutes ago.
Oh, Stacey Langley,
Thank
you lovely soul. £10
Thank you.
on the super chat. Happy belated birthday, Gemma. So I could make the birthday live stream. Hope you had a lovely day. Oh, and a little present.
Thank you.
No question. She's just supporting her local neighbourhood vegan YouTubers on one of them's birthday.
Oh, I really appreciate that. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much.
What a lovely lady.
Oh.
Noah. Hey, Paul. I was recently wondering if there's a limit to the amount of nutrients one can absorb in a single meal. That's a good question. And I've just lost where I was. Where was I? Can you see?
Here it is.
Here it is. Right, I don't really know, if I'm honest. You would imagine so, wouldn't you? You would imagine so. There's certainly built-in mechanisms. Like when we get enough plant protein, the colon actually stops the absorption of about 80% of plant iron. Can't do that with heme iron, which is why heme iron is horrible for us. We used to think, well, Lou Ferrigno once said on a video, pumping iron from the 70s, you can only absorb like 25 grams of protein in a sitting. So then everyone's eating like 8, 9, 10 meals a day because he said that. But that's complete bullshit. So, yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, you would think there's likely some kind of mechanism somewhere. I mean, just to work your body to work through all that food, and it just, you got to think there probably is, but yeah, I don't really know where that would be. I think for a normal sized meals, like, I wouldn't be worrying too much. You can certainly hurt yourself with like overdoing certain nutrients as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be relying on it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much is my considered answer. But I wish I had a better answer on individual nutrients. I'm sure there's some kind of interplay there that I don't know about. Plant Powered Runner just joined the Hench Herbivore community.
Thank you. I just accepted you into the group.
Lovely. Big Spoon Bear, what are your favourite jokes? Dad jokes are acceptable, like what's big and red and doesn't fit down a rabbit hole? A fire engine. I don't think I'll ever like jokes ever again after that. I'm sorry. I don't think I'll ever find anything funny. It's sort of wounded me. It's wounded my soul. The
only sort of joke I can ever really remember is that vegan one about chickpeas, which wouldn't be retellable on the stream where children watch, so I haven't got any to tell you.
I like that joke as well. So Mindful, are you excited for Ed Winter's new book? No, I will not read it. And do you plan on trying out his new restaurant? No, I will not eat it.
Why will you not read it?
Oh, I don't have time to read books, and it's on animal rights, which is not my wheelhouse.
Oh, I see.
Are you looking forward to it?
Well, I didn't really know what it was about, so...
What do you think it's about? Origami?
Maybe.
I'm glad he's done it, though. I mean, I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it'll do a lot of good in the world. But yeah, just not my bag. Plant Powered Help, thank you for your response, bro. I wish you good health and happiness. Thank you. You're lovely. Emmanuel, I thought about shark diving yesterday and whether it was vegan or not. Do you have an opinion? What? So getting in the ocean with some sharks? I can't see why not.
Are they secluded in some kind of environment that's not natural to them? Or are they just in the ocean?
Yeah, the only thing with like swimming with like, you know, getting in a pool with dolphins, like obviously they don't need to be in the pool. But I can't see any problem with them if they're in the ocean. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. Bjorn, what snack are you giving kids on Halloween? Absolutely nothing. We didn't even realise it was Halloween.
I haven't had anyone knock on the door for years.
No, same.
Many years.
It's not really much of a thing in the UK, is it?
No, I don't see kids out trick-or-treating or anything. So, yeah, I don't think we really have that here anymore. Yeah. I think times have got a bit more dangerous, really, haven't they, for kids? I mean, I know parents take out younger kids, but, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be a thing here, really, now.
Nully, which lentils are the healthiest? I don't know. I know, like, lentils are the most antioxidant-rich legume, and they're good, like, for a bodybuilder. Like, they've not got quite so much fibre, so they're a bit more manageable in high quantities. As for which is the healthiest, perhaps the smallest one with the most surface area, because that's where the antioxidants are. Don't know. I don't know which one that would be. Red ones, would that be? Good point, Race, and welcome. Mooncat, Paul's tolerance for bellend seems so as mine today. I was getting peed off before because someone was eating a kebab with baby flesh in on TV and shouted profanities at them. Good. Oh, Stacey, yeah, thank you, lovely. Sorry we missed that. Joshua, thanks, man. I've seen your video about the vegan weight gainer and want to try it. However, I'm really worried about the amount of sugar in it. He used dates, and that was over 100 grams of sugar. There's nothing wrong with fruit sugar attached, with the fibre, so into a smoothie. What you don't want is juice where the sugar is detached from the fibre. That's then dangerous. But sugar in fruit or in a smoothie that was from the fruit, not added sugar, is really helpful. So mindful. I'm an ex-smoker, cannabis user, alcohol user, aren't we all? And when I have bad days, I tend to binge a whole bag of dates. I need to keep myself in check. I eat a lot of dates.
You could binge on worse things. I used to binge on a lot of really unhealthy things, and I think for me, when I went whole food plant-based and I ever had an urge to overeat, I considered it a win if I binged on dates. I think that would you consider that to be a terribly bad thing? I mean, if you're putting on weight that you don't want to put on, but would there be any negatives to eating lots of dates?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right, we're back again to do some other things.
Oh.
Thanks for hanging out. We've had a lovely time. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on our toast. And the cameras rolling. What have we got to tell you? Download our free e-guide. It tells you how to be plant-based and, build muscle, burn fat, be healthy, avoid disease, how to get all your nutrients, all the stuff that you need to know so you don't F it up and become one of those pesky and very silly ex-vegan bums. Also, our new cookbook, Speedy Vegan, is available now on pre-order. It's out next month. If you order now, you can get 10% off. Link below for that. Our first two cookbooks are 30% off, just £6.99 each. Link below for them. And our course is available at a low introductory price. Honestly, we're almost giving it away, so bloody buy it. What?
He powered down. Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
He does that sometimes. Sounds like he's powering.
Oh, Bjorn, you lovely soul. Kindly donated 55 knocks. Bravo.
Thank you. And I forgot to...
Lovely man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I forgot to say next Friday, let's do a cook-along.
Oh, God.
We've not done one for a while.
What's the...
Let's pick one from Speedy Vegan.
Oh, yeah.
Recipe from the new cookbook. Sometimes the cook-alongs take a long time, and the benefit of this new cookbook is that all the prep time is 15 minutes or less for all the recipes. So let's make something quick. Let's show you how to make a batch of something in with 15 minutes or less prep time next Friday. So look out on social media for us to announce the ingredients in case anyone wants to cook along with us. So follow us over there.
It's not all the things. If you're new here, we'd love you to become part of this wonderful, wonderful community. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon. And I will have a new video for you tomorrow, taking the mickey out of one Eddie Hall, who said that his body withered away as a vegan.
For 3 days.
3 or 4 days, which I don't believe he even did. Anyway, look forward to that, and bye for now. We love you very much. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Good day to you.
Sirs, madams.
And circles.